Okay, good afternoon YouTube and welcome back to Fat Cat Collections. Today we're doing another fragrance review, and this one by the house of Jean-Paul Dupont. And the fragrance I'm going to review today is one that Max Forte has reviewed, and he said it was a hidden gem. He said it was one that is niche quality for the money. And guys, $40 on eBay, it's pretty exceptional quality for the money. Now, one thing I want to tell you guys about. Alright, I'm going to give you the notes, okay? I'm going to give you the notes for two clones while I'm doing this review, okay? Because it's important that you guys know, some of these videos, I love it when you guys know when you watch a video and you click the links, it takes you to eBay, you make a purchase, it does help support the channel. But I also want to be very fair in doing reviews to save you guys money and get you guys the best deals, right? So the cologne itself, okay, is fantastic. I knew as soon as I opened the box, this particular fragrance, I knew I liked it. So let me just tell you, let me show you what it looks like first. So you have this very, very nice box. It's a very sturdy box. If you are one who collects your colognes and keeps the boxes, I do not in most cases. I throw them away because I wear and rotate them so much. I don't want to have to keep, I guess it's a little bit laziness, but I just like seeing the bottles there. So I never really care too much about the box, but it is a very nice box. It's sturdy. It has kind of like this kind of embossed fake like bark, like a woody kind of look to it. It is solid, of course, so if you do like the box. You have kind of this raised platform here. The bottle, it's just a basic black bottle. Cap doesn't stay on very well, but who cares? It's $40. Pretty inexpensive. Basic sticker on there. Nothing really to write home about. Looks pretty classy though. I kind of dig the bottle. It looks pretty. This looks really nice on your dresser. You know what I mean? It is very masculine. Now, okay, so let's talk about the fragrance. Okay. There's not a lot of information on this particular house, Jean-Paul Dupont. Not much at all. And there are a few guys who have reviewed this on YouTube. Max Forte being one of them. He reviewed three or four different fragrances by this house. And he was impressed with most of them, with the exception of Majestique, which he said would be challenging, which for me, I love challenging fragrances, but I got to give it to him. I let this dry down on paper, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pull it off either. So we'll see. But as far as this fragrance is, I popped the cap on this, and it smelled very, very familiar to me. Again, the information on this, there's not a lot on the internet. There's nothing on Fragrantica on this. However, the information I was able to find as far as the notes, you have grapefruit, artemisia, lavender, leather, tobacco, spices, agarwood, and ambergris. Okay. Now, what's interesting is when I popped the cap on this, and I didn't spray it, I smelled it. I was like, "Ooh, that's nice." But then I smelled it again, and I said, I have something that smells exactly like this. And, just my honest opinion, and this is just an opinion, sometimes you have houses that come out with these fragrances and you get them really cheap and you just kind of wonder, where they came from, And I've been a big fan, or not a big fan, but I've been a big believer across the board that sometimes fragrances are rebottled and remarketed. I've smelled too many fragrances that smell too much like other fragrances when they're not really meaning to be a clone. Like you have some of them that are like, okay, we have your Tom Ford Tuscan Leather. This one's going to get you close to that. Maybe the quality's not going to be there as much, but you're going to get that same kind of vibe as the higher end version, right? The Creed Aventus, duplicated all over the place. You can find all kinds of Creed Aventus clones that smell really good. And for me, I'd rather spend $20 and not have it be exact, right? With this one here, okay, like I said, when I popped the cap on that, I instantly knew I had something like this in my collection. I couldn't think of what it was. Then it clicked, okay? Now, as far as the fragrance, it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. And Max Forte is completely 100% right. This fragrance smells fantastic. This is going to be your fall, winter fragrance. Although I believe you can wear them anytime you want. But it is a strong fragrance. Knowing that I've worn this before under a different brand name, I can tell you that it's a great tobacco-based oud fragrance. The oud is not very strong in it. It's more of a sweeter tobacco. I almost compare this to, it doesn't have it in it, but it's chocolatey to me. I think of chocolate, a sweet chocolate tobacco when I smell this. And it's been one of my favorite in my collection for a long time. It's one that I go to more often than some of the other ones that I have. And when I'm saying go to that one often, you're like, well, you just got it. This is in my collection already. And I'm going to smell it one more time because Alright, so the fragrance that I'm referring to okay? And I checked on Fragrantica on the notes in the other fragrance that I have that smells exactly like this, or very, very similar. And they do share some of the same notes, okay? You have your grapefruit, you have your bergamot, you have your tobacco, which, although it's funny, it doesn't actually say tobacco on the website, but you have tobacco in there. You have your woods, your agarwood, and of course you have your lavender, right? Now, some of the notes aren't on there, but I will tell you that side by side, the Jean Paul Dupont fragrance, Oud Noir, definitely has a slight difference. It's got a note in it that's a little bit spicier than the fragrance I'm about to tell you. And the fragrance of this is almost exactly like that. If you were wearing this fragrance and another person wearing the other fragrance, and naturally everything smells different, but you'd be hard pressed to tell the difference. And the fragrance that this smells exactly like is Remy Latour's Black Wood. Now everybody's nose is different, but I can almost guarantee you that if you have Black Wood and you get this, you're going to think the same thing. And if you do get it, you know, if you like Black Wood, you're going to pay a little more for this, but you are going to get a slightly spicier version of Black Wood. But it is so similar, you're really not going to be able to tell the difference between this and Black Wood by Remy Latour. And like I said, the dry down is a little bit different. It definitely has more of a spice, and I would say that the oud is a little more prevalent in the Jean Paul Dupont version. But as far as, you know, is that going to really last on your body? Will it really smell different? That's yet to be determined. But I can tell you, this is almost the same fragrance. You know how a lot of times they'll create a fragrance and it'll smell a little differently based on the batch. I can tell you that I don't think anybody would be able to tell the difference between this and Remy Latour's Black Wood. And Max 40, if you see my video on this particular one here, and I'm going to comment on your video, if you have Remy Latour Black Wood, or I'm pretty sure you've done a review on Black Wood, so I'm surprised that you didn't pick up on that, because you're an amazing cologne reviewer. I mean, so if you have that one still in your collection, please, you know, comment on my video too. Let me know what you think on that. I think they smell side by side the same, with the exception of that little bit of spice and that little bit of oud difference. Which to me, I'm not really sure which one I like better. I'm kind of honestly leaning towards liking the Jean Paul Dupont version a little better. So for me, even though I was hoping for something really, really different, you know, I'm still happy I got it because the price point was perfect for it. And I like the other fragrance so much that it doesn't help to have a backup. And I've almost thought about in the past buying a backup of that. I like Remy Latour fragrances so much, I almost thought about buying a backup. So I guess I'll consider this as being my backup for that fragrance. But let me know what you think, my man. Let me know if you guys have this fragrance or haven't bought it. If you don't have either fragrance, buy this fragrance, because if you like ones that are kind of like tobacco based and dark and warm, this is a great fragrance. I've gotten compliments wearing the Remy Latour Black Wood tons of times, and it's just one that, it's for the money. These fragrances just, they last on your skin. They will stay on your shirt, on your body for 15 hours. I mean, I've sprayed it, I've had 24 hours later, I've been able to smell it. So, great fragrance. Definitely one for your collection if you're a cologne maniac like myself. Yeah, let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel. Remember, I got two more I'm going to be reviewing as well: Oud Dior and Oud Majestique. Those are going to be interesting ones as well. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a great day.